Hello, my name is Rachel and I'm here today to do a review of The Witches by Roald Dahl. If you have been watching any of my other videos, you will know that I realised around Roald Dahl Day that I had not actually read a lot of Roald Dahl books, two actually, and I was quite ashamed of that, and I do really like the stories of what I've read and what I've watched on TV, and basically just decided I was going to buy a box set and try and read a book a month. So The Witches is the book that I have read this month. And so The Witches is definitely my favourite of the ones that I've read thus far for this reread. So I've read James and the Giant Peach and SEO Trot, and this is definitely my favourite at the moment, giving it 5 out of 5 stars, definitely. It's so good. Obviously this is one that I had seen the movie of when I was younger, and having read it, I've realised how amazing Angelica Houston did as the Grand High Witch. She was just phenomenal. This book is about a little boy and his parents die, he lives with his grandmother, and they go and stay at this hotel, and there is a witches conference going on. Thus unfolds the story. I do not want to give too much away in case you haven't read it or watched it, which is unlikely, but still, just to be on the safe side. I think this is probably second only to Fantastic Mr. Fox now, because that's always been my favourite. And that's just my favourite Roald Dahl story of all time so far. But this is definitely second. Absolutely loved it. It was so good and scary as well. Like, it was a good scary, especially for children. I thought it was really, really great. And again, I loved the way that Roald Dahl doesn't treat children like they're stupid and like they can't deal with emotions. Obviously when I read James and the Giant Peach, it's the same thing. You've got his parents die at the beginning and his aunts are killed quite viciously. And in this, right at the beginning, you've got his parents dying, and you know, kids can understand that. Kids can definitely, that can be a part of a storyline. So I really enjoy that Roald Dahl doesn't steer away from that. Another thing I really enjoyed is in these editions there are the illustrations by Quentin, and the ones in this were particularly brilliant. You've got pictures like the one of his grandmother, who is literally just always smoking a cigar throughout the whole book, which is another thing. Like, people shy away from having people smoke in kids' books in case kids immediately start smoking, which, you know, isn't likely to happen. So why shy away from it? It's something in life that they're going to have to learn about, so why not? And there's some of the witches. I just thought the illustrations were just absolutely fantastic. I loved them. I also really enjoyed the part right at the beginning called A Note About Witches. And it kind of explains about witches. They can't have ordinary jobs. It says, but this is not a fairy tale. This is about real witches. Like, this isn't a kid's book. You should pay attention to this. And I loved, oh my god, I loved how there's a bit where it kind of at the end, she might even, and this will make you jump, she might even be your lovely school teacher who is reading these words to you at this very moment. Look carefully at that teacher. Perhaps she is smiling at the absurdity of such a suggestion. Don't let that put you off. It could be part of her cleverness. Oh, it's just so well crafted, especially for a children's book. Like, people have this opinion that children's books are just going to be simple and all that sort of stuff, but this is such a well-crafted work of fiction that it is enjoyable for someone my age as well as a child. So I just found that brilliant. And in working with that like innovative kind of storytelling, there's also loads of little parts. Like, there's a bit where he says, all you have to do if you are wishing to make a child very small is to look at him through the wrong end of a telescope. It's just one of those pathetic jokes that your dad would make, but it's just brilliant. I just really, really enjoyed it. Definitely a brilliant read for me, and I loved it. I loved it so much. For December, I think I'm going to be reading the BFG. I'm either going to read the BFG or the Twits or George's Marvellous Medicine. The Twits and George's Marvellous Medicine, I don't really know the story of. The BFG, I do know the story of, but I love the story. So, yeah, it's kind of a toss up between those. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!